All right, Act 3, Scene 4. Scene 4. Banquet prepared. Enter Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, Ross, Lennox, lords in attendance. Macbeth, you know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome. They sit, lords. Thanks to your majesty, Macbeth. Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome. Lady Macbeth, pronounce it for me, sir. To all our friends, from our heart speaks, they are welcome. Enter first murderer to the door. Macbeth, see, they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here, I'll sit in the midst, be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure, the table round, approaching the murderer. There's blood upon thy face, murderer. Tis Banquo's then, Macbeth. Tis better thee without than he within. Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched? Murderer, my lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him, Macbeth. Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst, thou art the non-pareil, Nonpareil. Murderer, most royal sir, Fleance is escaped. Macbeth aside. Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casting air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe. Murderer, aye, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least of death to nature. Macbeth, thanks for that. There the ground serpent lies, the worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present, get thee gone, tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again. Murderer exits. Lady Macbeth, my royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched, while 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it. Enter the ghost of Banquo and sits in Macbeth's place. Wow. Macbeth to Lady Macbeth, sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both. So there's a ghost, kind of like there's always ghosts in Shakespeare's works, you know. Okay, enter the ghost of Banquo and sits in Macbeth's place. Macbeth to Lady Macbeth, sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both. Lennox, may to please your highness sit. Macbeth, here had we now our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance. Ross, his absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please to your highness to grace us with your royal company. Macbeth, the table's full. Lennox, here is a place reserved, sir. Macbeth, where? Lennox, here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness? Macbeth, which of you hath done this? Lords, what, my good lord? Macbeth to the ghost, thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me. Ross, gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well. Lady Macbeth, sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will again be well. If much you know him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Drawing Macbeth aside, are you a man? Macbeth, aye, and a bold one, that dare look on which might appall the devil. Lady Macbeth, oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grand am. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool. Macbeth, prithee, see there, behold, look to the ghost. Lo, how say you? Macbeth is still talking. Prithee, he's trying to get her to see. He's talking to the ghost. Why, what care I, if thou canst not? Speak too, if charnel houses in our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites. Ghost exits. Lady Macbeth, what quite unmanned in folly? Macbeth, if I stand here, I saw him. Lady Macbeth, fie for shame, F-I-E, fie for shame. Macbeth, blood hath been shed ere now, if the olden time, ere humane statute purged the gentle wheel. And since too murderers have been performed too terrible for the ear, the time has been that, when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is. Lady Macbeth, my worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you. Macbeth, I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill, full. Enter Ghost. I drink to the general joy of the whole table and to our dear friend Banquet, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all in him we thirst, and all to all. Lords, our duties and the pledge. They raise their drinking cups. Macbeth to the Ghost. Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless. Thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with. Lady Macbeth, think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time. Macbeth to the Ghost, what man dare, I dare, approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or thy Hyrcan tiger, take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me, the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence, ghost exit. Why so, being gone, I am a man again. Pray you sit still. Lady Macbeth, you have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder. Macbeth, can such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear. He's like, bitch, this shit's affecting me and you seem like you don't care. Ross, what sights, my lord? Lady Macbeth, I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once. Lennox, good night, and better health attend thee. Lennox leaves. Good night, and better health attend his majesty. I think Lennox might be their son, or no? Lady Macbeth, a kind good night to all. Lords, and all but Macbeth and Lady Macbeth exit. Macbeth, it will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by maggot pies and chose, C-H-O-U-G-H-S, and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night? Lady Macbeth, almost at odds with morning, which is which. Macbeth, how sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding? Lady Macbeth, did you send to him, sir? Macbeth, I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know, by the worst means the worst, for mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped, and so far that, should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as go over. Strange things I have in my head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned. Lady Macbeth, you lack the season of all natures, sleep. Macbeth, come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed. Also, that was the end of Act 3, Scene 4. So there's still tripped, like, I don't know. We're just pretty much in this book waiting for how he gets discovered of, I don't know, until they figure it out, that he did it. So that was the end of Act 3, Scene 4.